Hello, BookTube, and a little shamefaced hello to AuthorTube as well, which I've been badly neglecting. And the reason it's on my mind is because in only a week, NaNoWriMoE starts. And if you're coming to my channel straight from the planet Venus and you just got off the shuttle, NaNoWriMoE is National Novel Writing Month, in which hundreds of thousands of people from all around the world embark on a course of writing a novel. In just the month of November, hitting 1,660 something words per day, every day, until you reach 50,000 words, which is it's not a full book, but it's not a novella either. It's the basic protoplasm of an actual book. And I love NaNoWriMoE. I participated in it for years. And the reason that it's on my mind with a little bit of shame face is because it's only a week away and I haven't decided what I'm going to do for NaNoWriMoE yet. In previous years, I have had the whole thing plotted out. I am very much a plotter and not a pantser. I'll be explaining all of those terminologies if you need them explained in later videos. But for now, I've been in extensive consultation with the international operative known only as the Nightingale. And the Nightingale has proposed a monkey wrench into the plans, into my normal staid and solid plans, which is try this time writing something that you're not sure you can do. Which is, it's going to sound a little self-evident to most people who participate in NaNoWriMoE, but I've written, before NaNoWriMoE, I wrote a lot of novels. I write novels for enjoyment. I love the experience of it. The first couple, we're talking 30 years ago, I tried to pitch them to agents, I tried to sell them, I tried to get the book world interested in them, and I got the absolutely predictable barrage of rejections. And in classic preening prima donna way, I took it personally and just stopped. But I didn't stop writing. I kept writing the novels because the process is so much fun. I just stopped submitting them. So I have a rather large tranche of novels to my credit that have just never seen the light of day. And when I discovered NaNoWriMoE, oh my God, it was a marriage made in heaven. Not only because it espouses so many of the philosophies that I have about writing, but also because it involves so many people now. It's gone from the original, the original crew of 2 or 3 dozen to every country in the world, with people busily planning and writing their novel, getting serious about actually generating a text. I love that. And so I have participated every year on NaNoWriMoE, thanks to my technical incompetence. If you go to my NaNoWriMoE page, which I'm going to have to remember, so feel free to remind me if I forget. I'm going to have to remember to link that page in my videos from now until December, because I want all of you as writing buddies. And I'll be getting to that in a future video too. But due to my technical incompetence, if you go to my NaNoWriMoE page, you will see a few of the recent things that I've done, but you won't see the earlier ones, even though I did participate. For some reason, I think I might have done it under a different email or something and just don't remember what it is. But for instance, you won't see my Teen Jesus epic. You won't see my King Tut with superpowers epic. They're not on there. But some of them are. And so the point I'm trying to make is that this is going to sound a little self-aggrandizing, and I know that will come as a shock to those of you who watch this channel. But the point I'm trying to make is that I actually have a lot of experience at writing long works of fiction, in addition to which the raw muscles of actual writing, where it doesn't matter right at the moment what the outcome is, just the raw muscles of transforming your thoughts into words that you're really happy with, that muscle, it's in extremely good shape with me. All I do all day is write. All I do all night is write. All I do is write. I write all the time. It's not fiction. But the basic muscle, the weakness of that basic muscle is the main obstacle that most people trying NaNoWriMoE have to confront. And I don't. And also one of my favorite things to write is historical fiction. And one of the biggest obstacles for people writing historical fiction on NaNoWriMoE, I don't believe there are that many, but more every year. One of the biggest obstacles that most people writing historical fiction for NaNoWriMoE face is research. And I have been reading, as you know, if you've watched this channel, I've been reading history and biography in great depth with great enthusiasm and a fair amount of retention since Gutenberg. So research is also not much of a problem for me. And the Nightingale knows all this and pointed out that maybe the challenge this time around, in addition to picking a subject matter, should be to pick something that I'm not sure I can do. Now, I did a little of that last year with Markowitz and the Mystery Woman. The story that I wrote for NaNoWriMo last year was entirely contemporary, and that was fascinating. I had to come up with, you know, place names and bus routes and characters with modern day technology, and I had to figure out how those things would work in the story, and that was something I never had to do before. But not the Nightingale, but a few friends of mine pointed out, well, yeah, you're making a big deal out of the fact that you did all that and that was all new, but the heart of Markowitz and the Mystery Woman, the heart of the story, is the world of conspiracy theories, and you're fairly familiar with that world. And that's true. It's true. I did set a lot of it in a comfort zone. I think a lot of writers do that, and I'm not sure that it's unhealthy. But I really like the idea of taking on something this year that I'm not actually sure I can do well. But that's just one part. You know, thanks to the Nightingale for throwing that, you know, bomb into my perfectly well-ordered plans, but it doesn't answer the question of what that thing should be. Now, it could still be historical fiction. Just maybe a time period or a narrative stance or a narrative trick, something that I disdain or that I've never tried, that element, keeping that element where I'm not 100% sure I can pull it off, interests me. But I don't know what it should be, and it's only a week away. I have lots of ideas, but I thought I would throw it open to the floor and see what your ideas are as well. Just in case, I don't think there's any chance, but just in case a consensus were somehow reached. But you never know. It doesn't have to be a consensus. It can be that in 30 comments, one of them just sets a bell off, and I think, oh, of course, yes, that's what it should be. So, if you're watching this and you're of a mind to do it, feel free in the comments to make some suggestions as to what I should do for NaNoWriMo. I've never actually thrown it open. I've thrown open NaNoWriMo to groups of friends before in texting, in email, but not to a broader audience. And I'm curious to know what the result will be. So any ideas at all, just let me know what they are. I'm not sure I'll go with any of them. I might come up with one of my own. In the past, the one time in my NaNoWriMo history, I was all set to write a book. I had it all plotted out. I had it all ready. I was ready to go on day one. And at the last minute, I decided I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something else and had to frantically research and plot. I remember that night. It was the night before NaNoWriMo started, and the book was The Winter Queen. The thing on one of the ones that actually shows up on my Nano page is The Winter Queen. Which is a historical novel about Queen Mary, who during World War II was sent away by her son, the king, away from London and out west for her own protection. She was rusticated for her own protection, and she was. I immediately saw that no one had ever written a novel about that time in her life and about what that must have been like for the locals. To have a queen with an entire retinue show up and start bossing people around. And it was a huge amount of fun to write. I ended up loving writing The Winter Queen, but it required a huge amount of research that night, even to get started. I needed to know who the people were. I needed to know what they wrote about it, if anything. And I was researching the whole month as I went along. But that's the only time that I have ever sort of pivoted at the last minute for NaNoWriMo. And I'd rather not do it again. So I thought I would make a video with that purpose in mind. First, let me know if you have any ideas about what I should do for NaNoWriMo, or even if it's not a subject that you want, let me know what aspect you want to see that I might not be comfortable doing. Because I'm not settled on that either. What should it be? Should it be a viewpoint? Should it be a narrative stance? Should it be a type of writing? I don't know. I don't know. It's a little vague now. And oh God, a week out from the start of NaNoWriMo, it shouldn't be a bit vague. It should be clear. But anyway, that part number one of the video was to throw open the discussion to your ideas. And part two is to warn you that I'll probably be doing a lot of talking about NaNoWriMo in the month of November. I love the event, and it gives me a perfect excuse to talk about writing, which I love to do. In fact, I have a series that I think I might do in November. I think I might do a writing video every day in November and just call them nanobots. but we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to talking about books, but I wanted to make this video first just to put that out there. If you have suggestions, I would love to hear them. And I'll wrap up for now, and I'll be back soon. Thank you, BookTube.